mothering pulls us more and more into anxiety and self-doubt and further away from contentment and joy.
Removal and cutting away of dead, dying, and diseased parts of a plant that could otherwise suck up healthy parts of the plant's energy. In other words, even if you're doing everything God wants you to do, even if you are faithful and righteous, there are still painful experiences that you must go through in order to be the woman and the mother that God has called you to be, because as God prunes you, you become better.
When you don't move the mountains, I'm needing you to move. When you don't part the waters, I wish I could.
All right, so I'm here with Annie Lopez, who joined us this year for MomCon. This was my second year going, and this was Annie's first. And we're just going to ask her a little bit about the experience so that you know for the future if you would be interested in going. So thank you, Annie, for joining me.
You're welcome.
So what was it that made you decide to go to MomCon this year?
I like being around the ladies. I like being around all the kids. I like MomCo. So I wanted to go and see what was this international big movement that everybody's a part of that I didn't know too much about.
Okay. So going into it, I know my expectations, my first year, I just jumped in. I didn't really know what was going on. I just kind of went. I didn't really understand workshops and sessions and things like that. So what were your expectations when you were going?
I thought it was mostly going to be like a MomCo meeting, just very laid back and calm and quiet, and it was anything but. It was really quite wild and crazy at times, and it was just so much fun.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things I liked about it is that I want to say it was around 5,000 this year and around 5,000 last year. And it's just like a huge mom celebration. Like they're cutting loose, they're having fun.
Yes. And nobody's worried about what they look like and how's their hair and what are they wearing and all of that stuff. Everybody's just put your hair up in a bun or whatever you got to do and throw your jeans on and out the door.
Yeah. So what was your favorite thing you think about attending?
Actually, my favorite were the main sessions every day with all the loud and crazy music and the moms just letting loose a little and having a great time. And the testimonies were unbelievable. I don't know if I laughed or cried or what I did more of. It was pretty eye-opening.
And I think at one point you had, I think you were on FaceTime with one of your granddaughters.
Yes.
And what was her comment? Because I thought that was so cute.
Oh yeah, she was, because they were standing on chairs and singing and they were jamming, and the kids were like, oh my goodness, those moms are out of control now.
Yeah, so it's unusual, we don't get to cut loose when we're around our family and our kids. We're usually, multitasking and thinking about them, and so this is just an opportunity for us to go and just kind of do our thing, so that's fun.
It was, and the moms were everybody was so friendly, like they were in your own groups, and like you just felt really comfortable about them, and a few of them even, kind of asked what was my part in MomCo, and when I said, I did KidCo, one mom hugged me and she's like, oh my goodness, thank you so much, and it just made me feel so good to actually feel the movement that I was waiting to feel, and it's definitely a feeling.
Yes, I think being in our small group, you kind of don't get the bigger picture that we're part of this, global sisterhood of mothers everywhere from other cultures. They speak other languages. At one point, they read a Bible verse in all these different languages.
Yes.
That was pretty cool.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
And they did funny music videos, and Mandy, who's who's the head of MomCo, and the guy from The Bachelor was there, and they had these funny videos, and it was like a professional production. It was amazing, it really was.
Yeah, I really like
Really
those funny
was.
videos. Mandy's
Yes.
very comical.
Yes.
And I think the strangest thing was that game they played, Have You Ever? Or
Never Have I Ever.
Never
Yeah.
Have I Ever. And some of the questions that they asked,
Yes.
and some of the moms' answers that they were willing to give up to this room of
Oh,
4,000,
yeah.
5,000 women.
I never knew some things were a thing, but
Yeah.
obviously they are.
Yeah, so that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I feel like we pretty much went from morning until night. There was something to do if you wanted to,
Mhm.
downtime if you needed to take it, but
Yeah,
What-
the workshops and the classes they had every different subject you could, if you wanted about the kids, if you wanted about your marriage, if you wanted about just what was going on in the world. There were just so many small workshops to be part of. And then we could take a break for an hour or two and have lunch or go take a nap or whatever we wanted to do. It was really an amazing experience, for sure.
And Denver, I guess Aurora is really where we were at, right outside of Denver. There wasn't a whole lot to do there, so depending on the city where they have them, sometimes you get to go and explore the city a little bit, which I decided to take a train ride to nowhere. We didn't really know where we were going. But they planned a mom's night in because it was kind of secluded, and they had puppies that they brought in and a movie that they showed, and we decided to take advantage of the lazy river. Well, Annie was, chilling out on the side reading a book, while me and Susan fought
Chilling
through.
out, yeah, because it was quite chilly.
Yeah, we fought through trying to find the right tube, and then there were some moms that had a few drinks, and we thought we were drowning them at one point underneath our tube.
Yeah.
So that was kind of comical, but
Yeah, but if you wanted to leave the hotel to go do something, you could do that. But you didn't need to leave the hotel. I actually parked my car on Friday and didn't move it until I left on Sunday. So it was really not any reason to leave.
Right.
Food was there, the fun was there, the knowledge, the worship, everything was there. It was definitely a complete package.
they picked a good resort.
Yes.
I thought that the resort was really good
Yes.
because it had everything you needed.
Mhm.
But speaking about, just meeting people, the first night I got there, I had dinner with some people that Susan knew through volunteering, but there was a mother there of her daughter who was volunteering with MomCo International. So her name was Debbie. So the next day, Debbie and I said, well, we're just going to go find something to do because we're not actually volunteering. And so that's where we took the train to nowhere. And on the way there, we met another mom. And so we linked up with her and just said, hey, we're going to follow you and see whatever you're doing. And so we did that, but then somehow we left her, and then we picked up a new mom. So we were
Yeah.
just walking around Denver, and it was a fun experience.
It's just
though.
very relaxed. It's very comfortable. I mean, whether you like to be around a lot of people or not, you wouldn't have known there were 5,000 people there because the hotel was, I guess it was just accommodating for that larger group, and it was great. It was great. I didn't find not one negative thing to say about MomCon, for sure.
Awesome.
For sure.
Well, I'm glad you joined us. I guess I would say one negative thing. Annie was our roommate, and she was on an air mattress, and I got very frustrated they didn't bring her sheets. So it was midnight, and I'm on the phone calling the front desk, get her some sheets. So that's probably the worst thing to
Yeah.
take away, but everything else went pretty
But
good.
it was something to talk about.
It was something to talk about. It was kind of funny.
Yeah.
So,
And we had free parking because of it anyway. Thanks to Hope.
yeah. So, I did want to talk to you about your baptism, the
Yeah.
decision to be baptized. So tell us
Yeah.
a little bit about that.
Well, I've been thinking about it for a long time and thinking, okay, I have to do it. And then I just felt really moved because of all the worship sessions, and it was just time. I just felt myself wanting to be baptized, and there was Mandy up in those videos, but there she was at 7 o'clock in the morning on Saturday morning, and she baptized me. So it was great to have Hope and Susan there to share with. So
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. And they make it really fun and exciting.
Yes.
And then at the end, they had everybody jump in the pool. So that was cute.
Yeah. No, it was great. You got to be there.
Well, thank you for joining me and explaining your experience about MomCon, and we hope that more moms will join us next year.
Yeah, and next year, speaking of next year,
Right. We're very excited. It's going to be in
Mhm.
Orlando.
close enough for everyone to go.
Yes.
Because some of these moms showed up with 10 and 15 and 20 other women from their group, and they just were having, they were just out of control. They were having so much fun.
Yes. And I think something that holds back probably our group in particular would be childcare.
Mhm.
But there were people that brought their children. There were
We'll
people-
bring our childcare with us.
I thought about that too.
We can bring the ladies with us.
I thought about that too. Let's bring the childcare.
Yeah.
And with
Yeah.
it being Orlando, you don't need a plane ticket.
Mhm.
You could
Some,
carpool.
yeah, and some of them even brought their entire family. The dads were with the kids in Lazy River and at the pool and at the restaurants, and and the moms were doing their own thing. So it was whatever you want to make of it. It's possible for sure.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing your
right.
experience, and hope you join us next year.
Bye.